How to design the children's room with flair. In brief, forget about cliches. Use safe, durable materials as a finishing. Arrange convenient storage systems. Watch the video for details. If you decide to implement ideas from the video in your apartment, you can purchase the furniture and accessories you liked from the links in the pinned comment. It would seem that a children's room is a perfect place to let your imagination run riot. Here you can use the most daring color combinations, large patterns and prints. The main thing is to know when to stop. Tip 1. Forget about cliches. You don't have to paint the walls in the boys' room blue and in the girls' room pink, as well as to choose wallpapers with cartoon characters. Children grow up fast and their tastes change, and they will eventually get terribly annoyed with all these unicorns and fairies on the walls. If you can't decide on the general direction, stick to the Scandinavian style. Despite its simplicity, this is the best option for a children's room. Neutral wall decoration and a minimum set of furniture make the room feel spacious and provide a great background for bright accents. Another advantage is that it is versatile and can be easily adapted to the child's preferences. If you want to turn the children's room into a jungle, just put live plants in the room, add textiles with a monstera leaves pattern, or put a rattan chair. Just don't overuse bright colors. It should be comfortable for a child not only to play in the room, but also to sleep there. Tip 2. Use safe, durable materials. Use washable wallpaper or paint for the walls. Thus, it will be much easier to keep the room clean, and you'll have to do repairs less often. If you aren't too scared to experiment, cover all or one of the walls with blackboard paint. It forms a durable coating after drying, which resembles a blackboard for drawing with colored chalk. Later, you can erase the drawings with a damp cloth. Thus, you can kill two birds with one stone. The kid will get a creative art workshop, and mom won't have to wipe paint and marker from all the objects that the young artist's hand can reach. Tip 3. Arrange storage systems. You should combine open and closed systems. For example, you can put books with bright bindings on open shelves or shelvings. However, construction toys and excessively bright plastic toys can be hidden in closed boxes. Vintage wooden furniture is also suitable for arranging the child's room. Just make sure that all the surfaces are thoroughly sanded and the chest of drawers legs, for example, are securely attached to the base. Thanks for watching. Check out other videos with the ideas for interior and click the bell button to stay in touch. You will find the links to the furniture and accessories you liked below the video. Good luck with your repair and embrace the changes. How to prepare a one-room apartment if you are expecting a baby. In brief, it's impossible to predict everything. The main thing for a start is to arrange a corner for swaddling and feeding. You can think about the rest later, when the child grows a little. Watch the video for the best ways to do it on a budget. If you want to implement the ideas from the video in your apartment, you can purchase the furniture, accessories and textiles you liked from the links below. Tip 1. What to consider when renovating. If you want, even in a one-room apartment, you can organize a space comfortable both for the baby and parents. The main thing is to not overdo it and not to turn your living room or bedroom, which is a versatile room, into a children's room. If you're going to refresh the interior, then choose neutral, monochrome wallpapers or the ones with a contrasting ornament, instead of bright options with princesses, pirates, bunnies or unicorns. This is because babies under 3 months feel more relaxed in a monochrome interior. Adults will also feel much more comfortable in a room with a restrained design. Tip 2. Zoning and smart storage systems are everything. After bringing your baby home, you'll really have many more things in the apartment. To prevent your home from turning into chaos when it seems that the whole room is crammed with rattles, diapers, bottles, you should make sure that everything you need is in its place and always at hand. Arrange a corner for swaddling and feeding in advance. You can easily use a dresser, sideboard, or any stable low cabinet as a swaddling table. Just cover it up with a thin mattress or use a removable structure. Place cotton balls, diapers, and wipes into plastic containers, preferably transparent ones that look in harmony with the interior design. It will be neat and hygienic. You can put the containers on hanging shelves. When you catastrophically lack the storage room, you must use the walls as much as you can. Children's clothes should be kept separately, but you don't have to buy a separate dresser for them. Just spare a couple of shelves and drawers in the adult wardrobe for the baby's jumpers and bodysuits. You can store toys in hanging, lidded baskets. Replace a comfortable but too bulky feeding chair with a retro-style rocking chair. It will fit into any interior and both the mom and the baby will feel comfortable in it. Cover it with a soft throw blanket, add a couple of cushions, put a compact table beside, and your cozy corner is ready. Tip 3. Deciding between a crib and a cradle. If you plan that the child will sleep with the mom at first, just buy a couple of cheap blankets or plates so as to not stain your favorite sofa's upholstery or bed linen. If that is not your option and you plan that the baby will sleep alone, you should decide on a crib. A cradle is more convenient, it looks nice, but collects a lot of dust and takes up too much space. Besides, keep in mind that it won't last long. The baby will quickly grow out of it. My home looks like a kindergarten. What can I do? In brief, buy adult furniture where you can store most of the children's stuff. Choose large items that match the room interior. Watch the video for details. If you decide to implement ideas from the video in your apartment, you can purchase the furniture and accessories you liked from the links in the pinned comment. Tip 1. Each thing must have its place. Children can make a mess in a matter of minutes. And even if there is a separate children's room in a house or apartment, dolls, construction details and cars will still end up on the adult territory. You can solve the problem of chaos by organizing the space so that you can easily reach all the toys and quickly put them away. Here are a few ideas how you can replace the standard plastic containers of wild colors with cartoon characters. Option 1. Wicker baskets, bright or of natural shades. Such baskets will look nicer and will easily fit into any interior. Since they have no hard-to-close covers, even a 2-year-old can cope with putting their favorite toys away. For small items or children's treasures, such as pebbles and shells, you can use small felt baskets standing on a child's table or dresser. Option 2. Bright cardboard boxes that you can place on open shelves. Ask your child to put signs on them and put things in their places. This simple trick will teach your child order. Option 3. Bags for storing large plush toys. You can hang them on secure hooks hammered into the wall. You can also use these bags to store items that you want to be out of child's reach. Just hammer the hooks a bit higher. For the children's room, choose multifunctional furniture. For example, a bench with a drawer will be an additional seat, and an impromptu garage for a fleet of collectible cars, or an apartment for dolls and their garments. Tip 2. Divide the room into zones. This advice applies both to arranging a separate children's room and to a common room in a one-bedroom apartment. Divide separate playing, reading and drawing zones. Put a rug in the play zone, a low table and a small chair or even a bag chair in the mini library. It's convenient to move. Besides, it's much easier to clean the upholstery. Find a small corner for creative activities, such as sculpting and drawing, and furnish it with a table, a chair, or a cabinet with drawers where you can put clay, paint, brushes, and albums. Tip 3. Choose large items for the interior. This rule applies both to large toys that can be stored in the closet and furniture. If you have no separate children's room, then it doesn't make sense to choose chairs or poofs of extremely bright colors. They will look alien in the overall interior. Decide on a monochrome rug with a geometric print, instead of a rug with a strange color combination. It won't look boring, but will be stylish at the same time. Don't be afraid to use non-standard solutions. You can replace a shelving for large children's books, which usually don't fit on a regular bookshelf, with a turned-over wooden box. But be sure to treat the surface with sandpaper and cover it with protective varnish or paint. How to make a fashionable design and stay on budget. In brief, you don't have to cover the entire room with designer wallpaper and buy expensive lighting fixtures. But furniture and sanitary porcelain must be of high quality. Watch the video for details. If you're inspired by the ideas for interior from the video, you can purchase the furniture and accessories you liked from the links in the pinned comment. Tip 1. DIY design, save on finishing and lighting. Have you ever seen millions worth interiors that look uncomfortable? On the contrary, sometimes even with a small investment, you can create a fashionable space where both furniture and finishing are in perfect harmony. If you are on a budget, you can save on finishing and lighting. The main thing is to use imagination. Here are a few ideas on how you can do it. Option 1. You can do industrial-style lighting fixtures that resemble a large incandescent lamp yourself. They are easy to make, and sockets, cords and wires will be cheaper but look no less attractive. Option 2. You don't have to buy a new chandelier. If the old one matches the interior in shape and style, you can transform it. Clean the frame, paint it, replace the casing with modern ones if necessary, and you will get a one-of-a-kind designer object. Option 3. Wallpaper with bold graphic prints looks stylish, but it usually costs times as much as monochrome. If you cover a small part of the wall with them, you'll get an eye-catching design at minimal cost. However, you should choose wallpaper with a plain, large pattern consisting of straight lines. It will easily fit into the interior and look well with almost any furniture. Tip 2. What you should not save on. On plumbing equipment and faucets. You buy these things for several years and they are difficult to replace and repair. That's why quality is the priority here. You can't deny that $50 saved are worth a constantly leaking faucet in the kitchen. An uncommon structure in the kitchen or bathroom consisting of copper pipes and garden faucets is not cheap, but looks more interesting than standard faucets. You should have it done to order, but first ask whether it is possible to install it. You shouldn't save on furniture either. Tables, chairs and cabinets made of natural materials are very expensive, but it doesn't mean that there are no options other than cheap, ugly furniture. If you look hard enough, you can find high-quality items to suit any pocket. When choosing furniture, pay attention to the shape. If it's nice, then you can transform a rack, a cabinet or table by repainting them. And self-adhesive film will help you make a marble tabletop imitation. Tip 3. Don't risk. A sofa with bright upholstery or covers with geometric prints can become a central element of the interior, or may not fit in the overall design at all. If you aren't sure that you can arrange it to the advantage, don't rush to buy it. Maybe thus you'll save money. If you still want something bright, start with a chair. This is a useful thing anyway, and you can always hide the upholstery under a throw blanket if something goes wrong. Or you can put a couple of cushions in restrained colored covers on the seat. How to make a small room look more spacious. In brief, a limited color palette of the wall decor, multifunctional furniture and moderate use of accessories will help to make the room look larger. Watch the video for details. If you decide to implement ideas from the video in your apartment, you can purchase the furniture and accessories you liked from the links in the pinned comment. Even a very small room will look larger if you use these simple design techniques. Tip 1. Think over the color palette. It is believed that the light wall decor visually expands the room. That's right. However, dark colors aren't inferior in coping with this task, but subject to walls being painted or covered with monochrome wallpaper. In this case, you shouldn't highlight any separate elements with contrasting color, since the main task is to visually blur the room boundaries, but not to emphasize them. Wallpaper will help to visually correct the room geometry. If you want the ceiling to look higher, cover the walls with wallpaper with vertical stripes. If you need to make the room look longer, use wallpaper with horizontal stripes to decorate it. Tip 2. Choose the right furniture. Strangely enough, but it's recommended to choose bulky furniture for a small room. In this case, a large, ceiling-high wardrobe will look better than a pair of dressers. Besides, it will be more efficient for solving the owner's problems of storing things in the small room. You should also consider multifunctional furniture. Decide on a model with a sliding table instead of a traditional coffee table. Prefer a folding armchair with a built-in storage box to a usual one. In small rooms, you have to make the maximum use of the walls. Instead of a bookcase, use narrow shelves that can be hung on a free wall. They look lighter, more airy, and save space at the same time. Tip 3. Think over the furniture layout. Designers recommend moving furniture away from the walls to visually expand the space. However, it's hard to do if the room is extremely small. But you can get a similar effect even by simply placing a closet or a sofa slightly at an angle to the wall. Don't even try to arrange a sofa and armchairs around a small rug on the floor. Thus, the room will look even smaller than it actually is. If you decided that you needed a carpet, buy a large one and put the furniture directly onto it. Tip 4. Don't overuse accessories. Trinkets, figurines, paintings on the walls are acceptable, but in moderate quantities. Otherwise, you risk overloading the interior. Don't hang posters chaotically. Instead, place them on one wall, so that they make something like a mini exhibition. The same is true for figurines and souvenirs. Instead of placing them on every free horizontal surface, just spare them a separate shelf. DIY decorations for your apartment. In brief, bring creativity to the task, use natural materials, find a new application for old things. Watch how to do it in the video. If you decide to implement ideas from the video in your apartment, you can purchase the furniture and accessories you liked from the links in the pinned comment. You don't have to buy cute interior stuff at all. If you bring creativity to the issue, you can create a truly unique item with your own hands, which will be rather affordable. Option 1. Use natural materials. No, we are not talking about a bouquet of dried flowers, although it may look nice if you add dried twigs and berries to it. It goes about exhibiting treasures found when walking around or brought home from vacation. A panel of small shells can decorate the bathroom. You can use bird feathers and remaining yarn to make a dream catcher. A glass with dried poppy heads will be a good complement to the pottery on the kitchen shelf. A shell, a large sea pebble, and an unusual branch is a ready-made decoration that you can put on a chest of drawers in the marine-style bedroom. Option 2. Find a free alternative to wall decor. A framed piece of wallpaper, a picture from a book, or wrapping paper with a nice print won't be inferior to pastas, but will cost much cheaper. As for the kitchen, paper pictures can be replaced with a framed piece of burlap with coffee beans painted with a marker. It will look interesting. Besides, such decor will surely attract your guests' attention. Vintage maps also look great in the interior. You can find images on the internet and print them out. If you like modern art, you can also find pictures for downloading on theme-related websites. After all you need is to think over their design. Option 3. Find new application for old things. You can use nice colored glass bottles as accent details instead of vases or for storing bulk products. If you have a small collection of such bottles, you can put them on a bar cart to decorate an empty corner of the room. Flat candles can be perfectly placed into low transparent gem jars. This kind of improvised candle holder looks great without any additional decoration. Large candlesticks can be placed on an antique tray. If you like crafting, try repainting old stuff or covering a faded lampshade on your favorite floor lamp with a beautiful fabric that matches the color of the room interior. DIY interior design. Where to start? In brief, decide on a stylistic direction, color scheme. Think over the design techniques that can be implemented considering your layout specifics and available furniture. Watch the video for details. If you decide to implement ideas from the video in your apartment, you can purchase the furniture and accessories you liked from the links in the pinned comment. If you believe that creativity is by no means your piece of cake, try acting like a professional designer, the one who finds out the client's needs and preferences before starting the project. But in this case, you will be the client. Step 1. Reveal your preferences. To make the task easier, select examples. Choose photos with your favorite interiors, furniture, decor items, or even curtains on issue-related sites, such as Pinterest. Next, critically assess your selection. Try to understand what exactly you liked in a particular photo. It may be a general stylistic solution with all the items being a nice complement to each other, or a decor color combination. Or maybe it was the wallpaper pattern or nicely arranged accessories that attracted your attention. Don't stick to one style. Choose a general direction you like best. Perhaps it will be something from modern classics. An industrial loft, or a Scandinavian country house. Next, assess the existing decor and furniture and decide which techniques you can use and which you can't. Step 2. Decide on a color scheme. You'll need your photo selection again for this. Look at it again and select colors that you like best, which will fit into the selected design style. And don't forget about the lighting in the room. For example, if the room obviously lacks natural light, you shouldn't paint the walls dark colors. Don't try to fit a lot of bright colors into the interior. This idea will most likely fail. Instead, choose 2 or 3 main colors. The first color is for the main parts of the room. The second is an additional one intended for about 1/3 of the room. Reserve the brightest one for accents. Step 3. Select the focus elements. This may be bulky furniture, such as a sofa in the living room, an accent wall with bright wallpaper, or a renovated grandmother's floor lamp. In general, it can be any interior item which you want to attract attention to. If you don't have such elements yet and you want to buy them, then you should decide on classic items, especially if you want to use bright colors to decorate the walls. A monochrome sofa or a dining table made of solid wood will look to an advantage on such a background. Step 4. Don't forget about accents. Lighting, textiles and paintings on the walls make your home look more cozy and the interior lively. You don't have to look for expensive designer carpets and lamps. Believe me, you can buy cute things for little money. If you aren't afraid to experiment, try adding vintage items as accents. No, don't even try hanging colorful carpets on the walls. However, porcelain or bronze figurines, massive wooden radios, vases, colored glass bottles, or even an antique chandelier will look harmonious even in a modern interior. Thanks for watching. Check out other videos with the ideas for interior and DIY on the channel. Subscribe and click the bell button to stay in touch. You will find the links to the accessories you liked and materials you'll need to make them below the video. Good luck with your experiments and embrace the changes.